Okay, CBS put out a list of the top 100 players. No Lions made the list, but we're going to tell you, hey, maybe that's right. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But what we do know is next year when they do this, we have a list of guys that will be on that list, and we're pretty confident about that. So, Craig, when you saw, hey, top 100 players, we don't have a single player, thoughts, emotions, what do you think of that?
Yeah, so this came out like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
we're a little late to the train here. I think it was 2 weeks ago. But when I saw this come out, I think the reason we didn't pop on and do a video right away is because my immediate reaction, Lions fans, you're not going to like me. You're not going to like this. My immediate reaction was, yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would I put on in the top 100? So let's think about top 100. So there's 32 teams. So in other words, each team, if all talent was equal, would get 3 players on there,
Right.
right? With a couple of teams getting 4. Like, that's not a lot of players when you think about how many players are on the NFL. So the way I like to say it is, which one of our players is in the top 3 in their position right now?
Yeah. Right.
And like, you can make the argument, what about Big Frank? What about Ragnow? I love Ragnow. I do too. He was hurt all last year. Like, I mean, like, what are you going to do with it? So I really do think that it's fair that we don't have anybody on that list. How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree, and you're so right. And I just did that because I'm not as smart as you. While you were talking, I was doing a calculator and got to like, oh yeah, the 3.2 or whatever. It's 32 teams. But you're right.
One repeating, of course.
There's 3 per team, and you look at what going. So it's like I get it. But what you and I in this video are going to argue is like, yo, but look at what we could have next year. Let's just say we do
Yes.
this list again, and so Craig, give me a couple players that's like wait till this list comes out next year. I bet we'll see who on it.
So do you want a couple, or do you want all my players, or do you like want me to fire one, you fire one?
No, you fire one, fire them all. Give me what you
Fire
got.
them all.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is Frank, right? Like Frank is the one that it's obvious, like he might have even been on this list if he wasn't hurt last year. But then you go down the list and you're like, what about Penei Sewell? That's on the offensive line. Maybe Swifty. You're the one who threw out Amon-Ra St. Brown. Williams, he's a rookie now. What will he be next year? I know Jefferson for the Vikings made the list of the top 100 already. So like, maybe he gets on that. What about Hawkinson? Maybe he has a bigger year when he has other wide receivers and a better offensive line to take the attention off of him. And then our boy Aiden Hutchinson, our number 2 overall pick. Like, I think that's 7 names right there where I see a path for every single one of them to hop on that list. Except Swifty, I think would be more of a reach.
Yeah, I of all you said there, Swift is probably the one that's a little bit of a reach, but still what I love is if you can have I mean, I don't know. We'd have to look at the rosters, but just going
Yeah.
off the top of my head, I'd say if you've got 2 or 3 blue chip players,
Yeah.
that's pretty good, right? And we have not had any for like all through Patricia's time. We didn't have anybody that's like, man, there we go. Now all of a
Right.
sudden, yeah, Frank Ragnow has just developed into that top center. Penei,
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't believe it last year when it's
He
like
was
this
a
guy's
top
going
10
left tackle.
tackle as a rookie.
Yeah, left tackle, right tackle. He doesn't even know what he's doing. It's just like, oh, he's
Doesn't
fine.
care.
I
To
mean,
dominate because I'm physically more gifted than everyone else.
oh, he looks like he's 6'1". I mean, 220, but it's like, oh no, he's actually 6'4", 300 or whatever. The guy just moves like it's nothing. He's a
Yeah,
big
he
guy. He's
moves
so
like he's
athletic.
6'1", 220. You're right.
Yeah,
His
it's
footwork. He's
unbelievable.
a
So you got
ballerina out there.
yeah, and you got Swift, St. Brown just
Yeah.
showed this guy gets it. Williams, I mean, that speed, if he can, which I mean, look at how you come back from ACL, you're gonna be fine. And so it's like he
Yeah.
gets back to that speed that he has. Hawkinson, Hutch. I mean, we just have now, and let us know in the comments, like, who are we missing? Like, we all of a sudden have a stable of like, hey, that's not bad. This is not bad. So all of a sudden, it just looks a lot better. And that's why we're so high on the future. And we keep saying this, we're not going to win the Super Bowl next year, but man, the future and just the trajectory is so nice because of these individual players that we just have not had.
Yeah. And we keep saying the future. Could we get sick of hearing the future? Maybe. That's what a rebuild is. It's talking about the future. And this is year 2 from when we just broke it down. I mean, like, this is year 2. New coaching regime, new GM, new front office. Like, this is good. And so I guess my only thing on this is being like, yeah, it's okay. It's going to take time. I would rather have a list of players because if you ask me this, you brought it back. I know people hate when we keep talking about the Patricia era. Like, sorry, we lived through it. We want to learn from it. If you asked me this question, Lions in the top 100, first off, none would be there probably. Second, I wouldn't think anybody deserved it or would be in the future.
No, right.
At least we have like what should be blue chip guys. Frank has proven that he's a blue chip guy. Penei Sewell has proven that, not proven, but he's shown I'm on the way. Like he's a stupid good athlete and football player. And now we have another number 2 pick in Hutchinson. Like these guys have the skill set to be all pro, Pro Bowl, top 100 players.
Yeah, and you make a great point. Like in the past, there was no path to anywhere. You have to have the ability to see what's the way to get there.
Yeah.
Because you said it. Who's our guys? Who's our coach? I mean, what's the direction? What's the culture? What's the leadership? And so to finally have that, and that's why we're so excited. But yeah, it comes back to the players and those players that can make a play. And we invested heavily on both lines, and we've got some potential in both our offensive and defensive lines. But when we have a GM that gets someone like Williams and knows I got to go get him, I don't even care if he's injured. I don't care if we have to trade up, but we need that guy that can take a little
talent.
Yep, that little slant, take it 40 yards. I mean, there's ways to that. We're going to do things that we have not seen. We have a GM that gets it, a coach that gets it, but most importantly, we're acquiring players with just that elite. And you make a great point. You've said it before. We're getting elite players at elite position groups. It's a double whammy. You got Hutch that's going to anchor that defensive line, get pressure. You need that, and you need that wide receiver that can take the ball from your 20 and take it 80 yards and score in one play. Right. You can't coach that. You can't duplicate that. You can't manufacture that. That is just big stuff that's why we're so excited. And we think, yeah, there's a path there. And man, it's nice to see.
There's a path there, and teams don't win Super Bowls. Teams don't compete for Super Bowls unless they have superstars. Yeah. I can think, and what about the Patriots? Like under Tom Brady, yeah, great. They had the GOAT playing quarterback. So like it is what it is. Like let's get off that right now. I think like all the other teams, there are multiple stars in order to get to that position. It's not a bunch of pretty good players coming together as one. This is the NFL. You need to come together as one with great players. There's no better example than our Super Bowl champion from last year, the Rams. Like just loaded stud players at multiple, like at each level, offense and defense, and then great team players that were around them. Like that's how you win. Like that's how you win. You got to have elite talent in any league. You need a professional league in order to win. You need to have elite talent. I think that there is elite talent on the horizon for the Lions, even if they don't all pan out, even if 2/3 of them pan out, we're okay.
That's right. And you make a great point. Yes, unless you have one of the top 1 or 2 QBs, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Okay. Those teams, right. That's an elite quarterback and the elite position. But yeah, you just look at it. And that's what the Rams like. I will give away every draft pick because we just want good players that we know are proven, and we don't care. And it's like, hey, we can get into that. It's a whole nother video of your long-term strategy and is that sustainable and kicking the can down the road. But hey, whatever, it worked. And
if you're in LA, maybe.
That's right. And you were a Super Bowl champ. So because you got the players for sure. So
yeah, if you're in LA, but if you're in Detroit, no. So you take advantage of the teams that want to do that. It works for them, but it also works for you because you end up getting a lot of draft picks, and then you trust yourself to build through the draft. And that's what we're doing. And I'm telling you right now, if Brad Holmes isn't our GM and we didn't get Penei Sewell and we didn't get Hawk or Williams, like Hutch, right? Like we're not feeling the confidence that we're feeling now. So while it's yet to be fully proven, we can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you're so right. And just last thing I'll say is we were on the path to get like Lewis Cine right last year, or in the draft.
Yeah.
That's enough. Like we love Brad Holmes because we were all for that. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, of
well,
course.
is that really moving the needle? It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
versus Williams. So anyway, you said it there. It's like if we don't have Brad Holmes, we don't have Williams, Hutch. I mean, we're acquiring. They know to get blue chip talent. So it's
Yes.
exciting. Let us know who we're missing. Comment and let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah, we missing someone.
Yeah, for sure. We're missing somebody, or maybe there's like no way St. Brown's going to be that good, or whatever. Let us know in the comments. We read the comments. We keep tabs on those. So
We
please
do.
leave your comments, and we will see all of you on the next one.
See ya.